Hi and welcome to 3 Moon Journal. Today I will be playing Cartograph Atlas Edition by Brandon Lee. It's a solo RPG game when you play as a cartographer exploring a new land, and the goal is to map out the land while journaling the adventure as your character. The game is supposed to be played with a normal deck of cards, but instead I will be using this tarot deck by 3 Tree Tarot. It is the Oak, Ash and Fawn deck and it is absolutely gorgeous. Let's get started. First, I will create my character. I've printed a bunch of pictures I found on Pinterest for inspiration. I also created this portrait of the character using a Pig Crew avatar made by Crone SN. I named my character Marianne and then rolled for a personality as well as a background. She values knowledge and her disposition is focused. Her specialization is scientist, and I decided to make her a botanist. She comes from a land that is destitute and small, and she left because she saved enough money to found a dream of exploration. I imagine her very similar to Evelyn Carnahan from The Mummy. She's very smart and knowledgeable in her field, but it's the first time away from her lab, and she's struggling a bit with being an explorer for the first time in her life. She's super eager to discover this new land, mostly because she wants to study the plants that grow there. I also created a little card to keep track of her stats. She starts with some money and food, of course. The game starts with the opening scene, which is how Marianne came to this new land in the first place. I rolled the dice to get the details about her journey. A voyage was by way of dangerous vehicle, but it was filled with glorious sights. I immediately decided that she would travel by donkey, because it was fun to imagine such a sheltered person struggling with a mount that isn't all that docile and give her a bit of grief. It's just funny to picture, really. In terms of beautiful sights, I took inspiration for what I love best when I'm traveling, and it's a perfect sunset. All those colors with some clouds, it just makes for the perfect end of the day. Day 1 is when the real exploration begins. It starts with rolling the dice on the blank map to get some starting point for Marianne's adventure. I rolled 2 towns and a discovery point, as well as a mountain. I place them on the map and draw the coastlines before I decide to start with the town to the north. The city is called Basque Drift, and the cart and me, the people who live there, have adopted a peculiar form of economy. Because they live on the coast, I decide to use sea glass instead of money, with different colors to represent different values. Then come the rest phase, and Marianne can do two actions. First, she will converse with someone in town, and then she will do some shopping. Out of the three options, I choose a membership, which gives Marianne one extra food every time she restocks. Marianne journals all this in a notebook, ready to start on day 2. At the beginning of day 2, I roll my exploration dice again to add more details to the map. I add a mountain and a forest to the west, a settlement to the south, and a city to the east. Then it is time for Marianne to continue on her journey. The two closest locations to her are the mountain or the discovery point, so of course I chose the discovery point. Unfortunately for Marianne, they get ambushed by gnomes on the way there, and it scares the donkey so much she falls off. It gives her one wound, some aching bones that are going to keep following her. When she arrives at the discovery point, she finds a waterfall that falls from a cliff into the ocean. There is a rumor that some treasure is hidden there, so she gets exploring and finds a dwarven shirt of chainmail that grants her one more wound slot. At camp that night, she set camps for an extra biome die and converses with a fellow traveler to get one temporary die. With day 3 comes another exploration roll, which gives me a forest to the southwest, a town to the north, a discovery point in the center of the map, and 2 lakes to the east, which then become a river. The closest location to Marianne is the city by the mountain, which is our next destination. And city in the mountain, definitely a dwarven city. The journey there is challenging because a group of orcs tried to attack last month, so the dwarves are not making it easy for strangers to visit. When they get there, the city is carved into the mountain and Marianne finds an inn for the night, where she's able to restock her food and to sleep soundly. And this is where we'll end part 1 of Marianne's adventures. I'm hoping to see you back here for part 2. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching and see you next time!